Chase Thomas podcast. My nephew needs me to record. See, I already hate it. I hate it.
All right, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Chase Thomas Podcast, where I'm still the aforementioned Chase Thomas, coming to you live from Knoxville, Tennessee, Everything School HQ. We've got another packed house here tonight on this Tuesday night edition of the Chase Thomas Podcast, where I'm joined by 2/3 of more important issues. We got Caleb Mitchell here, repping the gear, repping the Tennessee hat. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing good, man. Ready for another real game week, not this pay for play stuff. Like, let's get down to the SEC. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Let's be careful what you wish for with the road SEC game early on.
I'm always prepared for the worst, but this is going to be an awesome week in college football. So
it is going to be an awesome slate.
Whether I'm miserable in the midst of it, to be determined.
TBD. We still have some time. Joe Niblick, also here, producer of More Important Issues. Joe, how are you doing, sir? Oh, the surprise merch reveal.
No, I can't let Caleb be by himself. My bad. There's no point wearing it backwards, right? I'm doing pretty well. I'm locking on this work week. I'm headed to Starkville this weekend. I'm going to go fight the good fight. So just got to get through the week. Every day feels like 2 days worth, but we're getting there. Thursday is imminent.
So have you been to Starkville before for a game or no?
I've not. I've never had any reason to go to Starkville besides this weekend. I heard it's quite bland, but we'll give it a fair judgment.
There you go. Alex Sarkis, I imagine you will be there of the Daily Beacon. Are you making the trip?
I will. We will be there. It'll be my first time in Starkville, and I've heard nothing but bad things, so I'm excited.
Nothing but bad things?
I don't know. I've heard it's just boring. I heard there's nothing there. We're staying in Tuscaloosa because apparently there's no hotels in Starkville. So,
wait, you're saying in Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Yes, we are.
How far is that?
I think it's like an hour 15.
My geography must be ludicrously bad. Tuscaloosa, Alabama is an hour from Starkville?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is.
You're close. If it's not an hour, it's right at it. Right around it.
Might be less. Yeah.
That's insane. Well, now the three permanent SEC opponents for Mississippi State and Alabama makes a whole lot more sense because I did not realize they were that close.
I didn't either.
An hour.
I mean, LSU's just 3, I think, from Tuscaloosa. Like, it's really close to Baton Rouge's.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No concept for geography at all. I can't believe that's an hour.
I'm blanking on where Ole Miss is at for some reason.
Oh,
right now.
Oxford.
Oxford, yes. It's an hour and a half north, I think. It's
what
not
a great
far.
central location Tuscaloosa is.
Interesting.
It does make, when you lay it all out like that, Birmingham starts to make sense as the head office. It's still annoying, but it starts to make sense.
I feel like they've been working on. I haven't been on Birmingham in a long time, but I remember the highway, whenever I used to go, was always getting worked on. Tuscaloosa is not a fun drive.
Correct. Any driving in Alabama or Mississippi is just horrendous.
I've never been to Mississippi as a whole. Like, I've never been in the state. I don't know.
You're not missing much, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, you know what I am missing is country pleasing sausage, because y'all need to try. Like, I don't know if y'all are sausage people, but country pleasing sausage is like it was in shelves here in Knoxville for a brief amount of time, and then it was gone like that. But friend of the program, Matt Wyatt, former Mississippi State quarterback, he posts about it all the time. But they have all these different flavors, and I don't know. Like, if I was going to Mississippi, that's the first thing I would do is like see if I could stock up, bring a freezer for the weekend, and bring it back. Like, that would just because they have so many. Like, there's like jalapeno cheddar, and there's like a alligator version. Like, you could look it up on their website. I think they have like a blueberry one. I don't know, but it's country pleasing sausage. Yeah, it's country pleasing sausage. Not a sponsor, could be, but I would love some.
It's no Swaggerty's, I'll tell you that.
What is Swaggerty's?
It's a Tennessee company. They have a Tennessee hot that's very good.
Okay.
So yeah, Swaggerty's is goated.
Can you get it in stores like Kroger and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Never seen it. I
always buy. I shouldn't say always. Often I buy the tubes. You know, the classic sausage tubes.
The tubes? Are you talking about the links?
No, it's the ground sausage.
Oh, you mean like the literal like tube where it's like finely wrapped and all that?
I will not buy ground beef like that, but sausage I will. Yeah.
Interesting. That's intimidating. That's not me. They're like, this isn't you, sir. This is not your game. Like, I'm getting denied trying to order something like that at the supermarket. But We've got some Tennessee talk here to jump into on this Tuesday evening. Caleb, biggest reason for optimism against Mississippi State on Saturday is what for you?
There's a lot of unknowns, first off, going into this game. They have played, I don't want to say hardly anyone, but Arizona State, who did have a great win over Baylor this past week, but up to that point did look pretty underwhelming. That's been their toughest. So still quite a few unknowns for Mississippi State going into conference play, but the ability to run the ball looks it's there, which Tennessee wants to do. So I think Tennessee will be able to control the tempo of the game that way. And that's, I think that's especially a year where they're going to rely so heavily on the offense and their ability to not only score, but also move the football. I think if you go into a game where you see that they should have zero problem running the football, whether it's Star Thomas, Deshaun Bishop, or Peyton Lewis, I think that's always going to be a good sign for Tennessee. And I think all three backs will have fine days. And it looks like they may be willing to get Joey Aguilar more involved in it. We'll see. I don't trust we'll see the speed option ever again this season, but it looks like they're more willing to get him involved. So that adds a nice little wrinkle to it as you get into a tough stretch of games here. If Tennessee doesn't control the ball on the ground, I will be shocked, and I will be ready to raise some alarm bells that we haven't had to raise yet.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, Mississippi State beefed up their defensive line. They spent a lot in the portal, beefing up their defensive line versus where they were a year ago. I think Mike McIntyre's defensive analyst has been a big help for them coming in. He's formerly the head coach at FIU, Colorado. I think he's actually George McIntyre's uncle. So I hope they're not talking this week. If I remember correctly, I think Mac, his uncle, is Mike McIntyre, the defensive analyst for Mississippi State. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of wonder the line being as low as it is. I still got a couple days to make my pick. I mean, this is something I will be shocked if this is not a one-score game with 5 minutes or less in this ball game. Like, I think this is going to be absolutely nauseating. Joe, you're going to love it being in the on the field because it's going to be a great game. I think, but I just don't think Tennessee's blowing this team out. I think you wanted was like an 11 a.m. kick where it's like LSU in 22, where you have that early more. Like, I wanted this to be an 11 a.m. one where the crowd's just sleepy, just getting in there, no cowbell really, and then you just blow them out because they're ill prepared. This time it's three whatever local time. I don't feel as great. I don't. It's better than night. Like, night is this code red. Like, night in Starkville in this spot would have been code red for me. But I don't know. I am cautiously optimistic, but I do think this has all the makings of a one-score game that's going to make me physically ill for 4.5 hours.
I think we do need to raise the point, though. I think an earlier game in Starkville might be of concern. I think we should be happy it's not 11. We're talking about some rural blue collar folk. They're used to getting up at 4, 5, 6 a.m. I mean, this is right around bedtime, so we're not quite there. I think we should have wanted like a 9 p.m. Eastern kick for this one. These people getting settled down. They're having their decaf coffee.
Yeah.
Getting ready for bed. Yeah. Well, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. local.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Starkville is the place you would want.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree on this one. I want no part of Stark Vegas at 8 o'clock.
Here's my thing about Starkville. It is not the things Tennessee can false start at home. There's no amount of cowbells is gonna make them false start anymore. So I'm really not too worried about our offense in that regard. Like, the mistakes that we just make. Apparently, there's nothing that can change it.
I mean, yeah, they had 10 penalties against Georgia, I want to say. Didn't they have 10?
I don't know about offense, but I think that was total. Yeah.
I mean, that's just part of the deal. Like, hypo coach teams are always going to have. We're not going to be a penalty-free unit. Like, it's just never going to happen.
There were some big false starts against Georgia. You had the field goal, and then you had the one right after the strip sack. I mean, that's but.
As good as his
I can't handle another situation where Max is put in a bad spot where Heupel's just going back and forth. I can't handle it. I can't do 2 of those in a month time. I can't handle Max being put in a tough spot like that in a couple weeks time. But on the flip side, though, Alex, biggest reason for pessimism against Mississippi State is what for you?
Yeah, I think it's the defense, and I think it's more importantly the secondary. I mean, we saw what happened on Saturday. Jalen Kitna throws for almost 360 yards, and I understand it was reserves in the game, but those are still guys that are going to be playing some snaps because you can't play Ty Redmond the whole game. You can't play Colton Hood the whole game. So God forbid one of those guys gets hurt and you have to start dipping into that secondary depth. I think there's going to be some trouble. And look at Blake Shapen, a veteran guy. Mississippi State's got two good receivers, Brendan Thompson, Anthony Evans, two guys who played well in that Arizona State game. So, we'll see. I'm nervous for what Blake Shapen can do in this game because just having a veteran guy back there can be worrisome, especially when he's going up against a young secondary. And Ty Redmond needs to bounce back, and, we'll see how they hold it down, but that would be my biggest concern.
I think that's fair. I mean, the chunk plays, Joey, you saw how Mississippi State beat Arizona State. They had a big goal line stand to force 3, and then it was a chunk play down the field where it was just broken coverage, and Arizona State just got caught napping, and that was it. Game over. It was just kind of one of those deals where it's obviously a different color scheme with Arizona State, but if Tennessee did something like that on Saturday, wouldn't be the biggest surprise based on what we've seen through 4 weeks.
No, even in the UAB game this last weekend, now I was there, and so it was a little harder to actually see it. I hope it didn't look nearly as naked on TV, but there was some drives put together, even by UAB, that on the offensive side or on our defensive side was just agonizing to watch. Just because, again, I'm sure a lot of it's due to just backpedaling a little bit, and you're like, hey, you got this game in the bag. Let's avoid injuries, which is definitely 100% what we need to be doing. But there's still some aspects of chunking that if you can do that to UAB, somebody in conference play is going to take advantage of you like that 100%. And that stresses me out just because I think that I don't know. I don't like to see it.
Yeah, I could see. The thing is that it's just so weird because Boo Carter obviously had the most amount of snaps he's had to this point in the season. 41, I want to say, 41, 43, something like that. And he had 9 tackles, 3 TFLs, 2 forced fumbles, a 34-yard punt return. He also lost a punt in the same game. But Boo giveth, Boo taketh. I wrote about it today. Boo is someone it seems like he's earning more and more trust, but you cannot put Ty Redmond on the field I don't think it'll be a situation where it's so much back and forth where he's going to be asked to play 94 snaps, but you've got to rotate more. You just have to rotate more. And you've now earned, I think Boo seems like the kind of guy who also settles in the more he plays. I feel like the confidence and just the comfortability for him, he needs to get more reps back there. He needs to get more punt return reps, and he needs to get, he just needs to get out of his own head and just get comfortable, because he was one of your key contributors for the majority of last year. I was doing the math. He averaged 35 snaps a game last year. He's averaging 20 through the first 4. It's a big drop, and he's too talented to keep out the field. And I think if you can rotate McMurray between star and corner to relieve Ty a lot in this game and let Boo get closer to that 35-ish snap count, Tennessee's better off. And because, they were force feeding Sidney Walton out there on Saturday. They were throwing a lot of guys out there to try. William Wright was out there for a little bit. You go down the list and you're like, man, I don't know. Are you really going to do that instead of just playing Boo more snaps at star and sliding McMurray down? Would you really go down that road? I'm very curious what Tim Banks and Willie do on Saturday, because I think you have to learn from some of your mistakes against Georgia where you just can't put that. I like Ty Redmond a lot. You just cannot put him in that same spot if Blake Shapen and company are torching you again.
That's the thing that I've been thinking about is, you got to understand as the fire truck rolls by, that
good timing though, after
exactly,
my little rant right there.
Sound the alarms because Ty Redmond's playing the whole game. I don't know. It's tough. He's, we saw what he could do against Syracuse, played a great game, but still a young kid and true freshman. It's a lot on a guy to play that many snaps. And this is first road start. There's just so much that could go wrong here. So I'm with you, Chase.
But on the flip side, Jackson Moy probably back. That'll really help the interior. I think you found something with Dominic Bailey. You're Dom, you have a conversation with this week. Sorry, you're now an interior guy for the foreseeable future, because I think he's more helpful for Tennessee in the interior, especially if they can get away with their top 4 being Nathan Robinson, Jackson Moy, Bryson Easton, and Don Bailey as their 4 and 2-year guys they mostly rotate between, I feel pretty good about where Tennessee's at. You still want David Hobbs back, and he's kind of that difference maker eventually, but I think I feel a lot better if those are your 4 that you're rotating in, because you also get a lot more from Tyree Weathersby right now. Like, I just feel a lot better about where Tyree West is at. I feel good about where Weathersby's at. And Marion Dye, I think, has come on where he can steal 10 to 15 snaps for you, I think, at strong side defensive end. So I think that's something that probably needs to continue, especially on the road here in Starkville. But, yeah, I would be surprised if Mississippi State's able to run it down Tennessee's throat. I also just would not be surprised if the chunk plays where Blake Shapen, what happens on 3rd and 6? What happens on 4th and 4 when Lebby and Blake Shapen go for it? Is Tennessee going to be able to get off the field? Because UAB was 2 for 3 on 4th down in that game on Saturday. Like, it's been a problem. Tennessee just cannot get off the field again on 3rd and 4th down in a lot of spots. And you're going to have to. You're on the road here. And Blake Shapen, 23-year-old quarterback, he's another veteran. Like, I don't know. I worry about that in a lot of ways, with Tennessee just not getting off the field.
Yeah, and I mean, I think even more so, that's more critical on the road. They can probably be a little bit more. They don't have to be as cautious in areas. They can press those moments a little more. Those tough 3rd downs, those tough 4th downs. You have the crowd on your side. You can, if you fail to convert, it may not be as big a loss. And that's where Tennessee. I'm at the point. Maybe it's too early. Your defense is what your defense is. Like, I would haven't completely given up on them, because I think there are playmakers, and when you get the interior line healthy, it's going to look better. But they just are what they are at this point. Your offense, though, is what they are, and they just have to keep that first foot forward. You can't have 28 minutes of gameplay, especially all it's not that you can't have 28 minutes of it. You can't have 28 minutes straight of gameplay where you fail to move the ball, where you fail to score. That's just, you're not going to win a single football game doing that. Now it sucks that it happened against a team like Georgia, but especially them, they're going to take advantage of that. Blake Shapen worries me. It's more so the combination of Jeff Lebby and Blake Shapen. You're seeing Jeff Lebby, a guy who, like Josh Heupel, they're very familiar. They run very similar. They're going to put their quarterbacks in situations where not only can they make plays, but they're not as likely to create negative plays. He's not going to. They don't throw the ball just at will downfield, and so there's not a ton of turnovers. Like, they're only throwing it to open guys downfield. They throw a ton of screens. And then I think also a similar Josh Heupel, they're going to try to run the football, it's critical that your interior line is something this week, because they've got 2 guys that are very capable.
I think that's fair. Joey, biggest story for the Vols through 4 games has been what, in your opinion?
There's a couple to pick from. I think the biggest thing that seems to have made the most change is getting and staying healthy. Injuries clearly been an issue this year. A little bit on the offensive side, obviously with David Sanders, but the defense is just Caleb was just speaking about it. I mean, between Ricky Gibson, Jamal McCoy, I know Jackson Moy is good news, but David Hobbs, like, you've just been battling these injuries that not only are prevalent, but are going longer than 2 or 3 weeks ago we thought that some of these situations would be. So, and it's just beating you up. You've let 3 of the 4 teams you've played score 24 more points on you. ETSU got 17, so still not great. And as great as Joey Aguilar's looked, I think that's another story of the first 4 games, is how well he's picked up the system and how well your young receivers have done. It's almost getting overshadowed by how poorly the defense is left. And to their own credit, it's kind of just plug and play right now. And like Caleb said, you're kind of stuck with it, and you kind of have to make it work. And that's what people get paid a lot of money to do. But if you would have told us we scored 41 on Georgia before the season, I think we'd all say, okay, well, based on how our defense should be, I would assume you win the game. If our offense is able to go out there and fire 41 on them, at least I would feel pretty confident saying that. So it just leaves you in a weird spot. And again, moving into conference play, let you score 24, ETSU 17, even Syracuse 26. Like, those are the kind of stuff that if teams can put together drives and chunk like we were talking about in conference play, that's going to be magnified so much worse, especially in Starkville when it's on the road and momentum just keeps gathering. It worries me, and definitely been the biggest factor, at least up to this far in the season.
Yeah, Alex, I wonder if you had told anybody, like any of us on the call before the season, it's like David Sanders is not going to play for the first 4 games of the season at right tackle. And it's going to be Jesse Perry, redshirt freshman, right there for the first 4 games. How do you think the offensive line is going to go? Because remember, last year they were banged up. Like John Campbell did not. I mean, he was just not good his final year at Tennessee, and he struggled. Dane Davis really struggled at right tackle, and you're like, oh no, here we go again. And not the case at all. Jesse Perry's been great, plug and play redshirt freshman. It's kind of wild when you think about the injuries and how they've impacted this team. David Sanders is like at the bottom of the list to me.
It's so interesting to me because obviously last week in Heupel's presser, he gave I thought it was just a weird answer. He was like, yeah, we don't really know what's going on with David Sanders. And we were talking today. I mean, this would be a nightmare scenario, in my opinion, for him to come back and start. I mean, or is he going to play this year? So I don't know. I mean, it's just such an interesting, and also you look at the offensive line, they've been an area that's been, if you had to pick a room on this team that's been really just strong and consistent all year, I think offensive line would be really close to the top of my list because first few weeks they didn't give up a sack. And, there were the penalties against Georgia, but I don't know. They've just been so consistent and strong, and we didn't see that last year, and that's what got them on the road a lot of the time. So I think just get consistent offensive line play on the road, which I think they will, and you're going to be seeing some good stuff. I mean, that's how you win, in my opinion, in this conference, especially on the road. You got to have consistent offensive line play, and I think they will.
Yeah, Caleb, the Dramod part of it too. I think Tennessee has one injury too many. Like that's just one injury too many. And the Dramod one is like, I wonder the Georgia game if Gunner tries some of the balls that he tries, if it's not Ty Redmond. And again, like I like Ty Redmond. He's just in a tough spot. But if that's Dramod on that 4th down play, does Gunner throw it to Humphrey still if that's Dramod trailing him? Like obviously it was still a perfect ball placement, but does he do it? Does he try Dramod in that corner spot? Like I don't know. We'll never know.
I mean,
Dramad's the one you're missing.
is on 4th down probably, but you want that when it's Dramod.
Yeah,
like you welcome those opportunities.
And maybe Dramod doesn't let Humphreys get that good of a look.
Right. So I mean, I think yes, he does throw that ball. Is it as perfect? Don't know, but yeah, Dramod might have a chance to make a play on that. It just so happens you've got a true freshman isolated. And then he also throws the perfect ball. It's
like
just,
Dramod just hurts because Colton Hood's been a plug and play. I think Colton Hood's actually better than Ricky Gibson. Like I think that's one of those where I don't know if y'all agree, but I would take Colton Hood based on what I've seen through 4 weeks than what we've seen from Ricky Gibson through his entire body of work. I think Ricky Gibson's solid. I think Colton Hood is he is going to be the number 1 corner next year, replacing Dramod. Like I think Colton Hood's going to be. He's an NFL guy.
I mean, I can't agree or disagree with that, but we're also just so early into the season. And
I mean, he's been locked down, man.
Yes.
No one's trying him. It's
no one's trying him,
thing.
But you do have a true freshman on the other side of him to go after.
He's also got the best celebration in college football. Yeah, it's so great.
When you have a name like that, yeah, it's
great.
It's great.
I could not buy any more Colton Hood stock. But yeah, we'll see on the injury front there going forward. You got to get some guys back in a hurry, but Dramod's the one I have circled that I would love more than anything is to get Dramod back.
Maybe one of you all know this. So according to Pro Football Focus, none of our offensive linemen have given up a sack. So are those based on how they grade? Are those 2 sacks that Tennessee's given up? Are those credited to the quarterback?
Well, I mean, Jackson Arnold had a lot credited to Jackson Arnold on Saturday against Oklahoma, where it's like he has 4 seconds to process and he's still taking these sacks.
The 3rd down one was awful. Yeah. That was a bad one. But I assume that's how it would work, correct? Which is, I mean, that's a huge mark for this team. I mean, yes, really just played Georgia in terms of but still to give up 0 is a fantastic marker. Even
100%. You take that 10 times out of 10. Like this is probably the best offensive line Tennessee's ever had under Heupel.
Yeah, and Alex mentioned like that's how you win going into road games, and absolutely. I think it's how you win in the SEC. But then also look on the flip side, Tennessee's defensive line, who is thin right now, battling injury, they've also sacked the quarterback 15 times. So you have the guys in the trenches. We've been banging on it since we've been a podcast, and it's just always been a saying. It's like you win in the trenches, and Tennessee hasn't been able to win in the trenches until the last 2 or 3 years, and that's really only happening when they're only winning when the other side just isn't great defensively because you haven't had a phenomenal offensive line. So if Tennessee can keep executing in the trenches at this level, that moves my needle of wins and losses a lot more than some other markers that we've talked about throughout these 4 weeks.
I think that's fair. Caleb, did you get the 3 permanent opponents you won in the SEC? Unfortunately,
I've pulled it up. Is it official who it is? It's not just reported.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can't complain, right? I mean, Vanderbilt was a given.
Alex Sarkis, we know of one man in particular who can complain. Friend of the program, producer Brett Hoolander is not happy over there.
Not happy, like as a Tennessee fan.
Oh yeah, he is like, it makes him physically ill. Like Sylvia and I did a bit a couple weeks ago, and
why?
Dude, he wanted Florida. He hates the Kentucky-Tennessee game so much.
I mean, that's fair, but when you're looking at the health of your program, to get Kentucky every year, especially if they're just going to keep Stoops around for God knows
Dude, we want Kentucky twice a year. Let's do home and home. Same year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You got to preserve the rivalry, man.
Listen, as a guy who wants good football every Saturday, yeah, absolutely. As a guy who cares way more about Tennessee winning, give me Kentucky and give me Vanderbilt. Please. Yeah.
Especially because did y'all see, like, 26, you got LSU, A&M, you got Texas. It's like, we're going to play tough teams. Like,
also,
if we can have...
This kid must have been born... Is he older than me or younger than me?
Oh, he's older than
the Florida rivalries. He was probably born before the Florida rivalry started then.
I mean, I'm just passing on. Alex can confirm. Brett is just not a fan of the Tennessee-Kentucky game. He is really upset that that's what we're doing. I could not be more thrilled. The Chase Thomas podcast family could not be more thrilled at the result that the SEC has given Tennessee.
I don't think Kentucky's going to get one anytime soon, but if they do, can you imagine waiting? So you have to take a year off from playing them before you get them again? That would suck.
Yeah. I mean, think about the fans. Like what do we talk about here, Alex? I know the more important issue guys are the same way. What do you have circled before every season? Tennessee, Kentucky. Like, you're always
like, coach, if you lose Kentucky. That's the mark of the last 3 coaches at Tennessee.
We used to play Kentucky last.
Kentucky have all been fired.
Like, Tennessee, Kentucky used to be the last game. Like, that was the main rivalry, and we've flipped it where Vanderbilt's now the last game. But...
Can I talk to Kentucky fans real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Vanderbilt has beaten Tennessee coaches, and they've kept jobs. Kentucky, however, not the same. That has not happened. Just to let you know where you're at on the totem pole.
I would say, from like an outsider perspective, I would, as a Tennessee fan, enjoy if Kentucky was your marquee rival much more than I would Vanderbilt. I mean, I don't know. I've never liked the fact that Tennessee, I mean, I understand in-state. And this year, it might be different. Like, I'm excited for Tennessee Vandy this year. I think it's going to be fun.
Well, schedule, that change happened when college football, they've always had a few of the in-state rivalries that have played on Thanksgiving weekend. Like, that's always been a thing. But then 5-6 years ago, they decided every in-state rivalry is now going to play on Thanksgiving weekend. And so Kentucky had to go to Louisville and we had to go to Vanderbilt.
Well, I just mean, I don't know, from like, I'm interested
I don't like
to see what do Tennessee fans see Kentucky as? Like, do you hate Kentucky more than you hate? I don't know. That's just an interesting social experiment for me. But
I don't hate Vanderbilt football. I don't hate Vanderbilt basketball. I hate Vanderbilt baseball. Like, Tennessee beating Vanderbilt baseball will never not be.
Vanderbilt basketball is getting pretty close. I don't know why. I can't see.
Really?
It. I don't know why.
I hate the floor. I hate watching games at Vanderbilt. Like, the whole it's a bizarre court situation, everything. I'd never feel good. And obviously, it's
a terrible TV site. I think it's cool. I hope they never change. Especially in college sports, I think you need unique venues like that.
Yeah,
it's just part of it. Because when you talk about, I like college basketball more than the NBA. I also understand it is by far a worse product. Like, when you look at it from overhead, it's not as good of a basketball product. That's fine. You need the quirks and the weirdness of places like that. Now, if Tennessee had that, I would be protesting it. You've got to get something different. But it's good when a team like that. I think they have to keep it. I think it's cool and unique, and I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. Joe, what do you think about the 3 permanent rivals? Big win for you?
Yeah, I think it would suck if we finally go do it in the swamp and then Florida just starts this reign of sucking, and we won't get to now indulge on that quite as much as we do currently. But I'm going to try to be positive, and I'll take it. Again, from a college football maniac side, do I want to see some more games that I fear and dread, but also love the fact that we get to be in that situation? Sure. From wanting to make the college football playoff, yeah, I'm good. I'll take it. I'm fine with it. I get plenty of hatred out against Vandy and Kentucky. I'll find a way to get my outlet, I promise. And don't worry, Bama will just maybe become a little bit more heavy on my heart. I don't know. I'll find a way to make it work.
I think that how does he? But he still loves the Alabama. He loves that Alabama was being kept as a permanent. Correct?
Yeah.
No, your guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he's
okay,
absolutely
okay.
No, Bama's. I think in Brett. Not to speak for him here, we got to get him on the program to let him vent, Alex. But no, I think if I had to guess, Brett would say he would prefer playing Georgia, Florida, and Alabama as our three.
That's crazy.
See, I agree with that, but that's from somebody who didn't grow up in this.
Wait, you're saying you agree that you would want that?
Yes.
See, I feel like that's recent.
I'm not going
that's
7
recent
for the rest of my life.
That's
Can't
from
have
such
it.
an
No.
outside perspective. Like,
but that's very
I
recent.
want brands playing brands. That's me as a college football fan. I want Tennessee, Florida. I want to, so it's not a Tennessee fan view.
There's not a bigger brand than Tennessee, Kentucky. There's a whole
bias.
beer barrel part of it. We're trying to find it. We haven't seen it.
Where
since
is it?
1998.
That's the thing. Bring it back, and then we might have
Moose took it with him wherever he's at now.
Mm.
He stole it. But no, I think that's recency bias though, because if you go back to 2014, no one would be saying they want to see Tennessee get slaughtered by those three guys.
Which is fair. I totally get it.
And if we weren't 0-4 since 2003 in the swamp, I'd probably let's play Florida every year.
Yeah,
it's
like
fun.
I don't hate a game more than going to Gainesville for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely hate it. Like it's the worst experience. If it's Harrison Bailey here in late November, I am going to be I'm already going to be ill going into Saturday. I'm
sick thinking of it. I'm sick thinking of that game right now.
100%. Because this Florida team's going to be terrible at that point. They're not going bowling. Napier's probably gone. Like everything about it is just Tennessee should take care of business. And I'm going to feel terrible. Like Tennessee's going to be like a 5.5 point favorite somehow going down to like 3-7 Florida. And it's going to make me sick. Like
it's going to be late enough in the day that they get to have their stupid phones out during I Won't Back Down. It's going to be, and I think you said it last week, Jay, they're going to fill it up. Like we have nothing else to play for, but we know we can beat Tennessee because they can't beat us.
And if it kept you out of the playoff, like you have 2 losses there.
That's going to be the situation. I just feel
and I think that will reiterate the point of I hope blow up the schedule. I hope I never see them again. In this,
like get them out of here.
Can we go to the Big 12 yet? I mean, God.
I mean, and it's just the fancy talk about it. I'm like, have y'all watched like Heupel slay the dragon twice? I'm like, were you at those games? Like they were horrible. Like they were a Hail Mary away in 22 where they came all the way back, gets the onside kick. I don't know if anybody felt great.
Incredible.
Yeah, like I didn't feel good. I remember Tennessee fans were like, my wife and I had good seats for that game, and like I remember Tennessee fans were like stabbing this inflatable gator, and we're really excited in the first half. And I'm like, y'all are out of your mind. Like, do you understand? There's a whole half to go. We know how this is going to go. Can we at least get? Yeah.
Me and my brother didn't cheer after the game. We just kind of looked at each other and were just like, "Thank God." Like I don't know how we won that game, but thank God.
100%. You just want to get out with a win. Like I felt terrible that whole game.
You know what's interesting? So me and my dad. That was the first Tennessee game that I ever went to. Me and my dad came down. It was before I even knew I was going to go here.
Yeah.
And we sat near the student section. We were sitting next to this Tennessee family, brought their kids, and Tennessee had what was the biggest lead in that game? Like 14 points. It was a pretty good lead.
It was a decent.
It was a pretty.
Yeah,
solid
I don't think
lead.
I ever got more than 2 scores. Yeah, maybe 17.
Maybe, yeah. So there was a point where, I was like, okay, this is going to be, whatever. And then my dad was talking to the lady next to us. She's like, "Oh, just wait. They're going to find it." And I was like, "It's a 17-point game, with 10 minutes left in the game." And then little did you know, Florida gets the onside kick, and then it was crazy. I couldn't believe it, but somehow they pulled it out.
It was the most Napier game of all time, though. They went for it on 4th down like 7 times, converted 5 or 6 up, something crazy, and it inspired.
Tennessee
Brian
couldn't
Kelly.
sack Richardson. They kept getting home, and they just couldn't bring him down. He's just like a cyborg back there.
It did inspire Brian Kelly to absolutely crap the bed the next week, which was awesome. Shout out to Billy Napier for that.
It's true. I mean, even 24 was awful. It was. I mean, Graham Mertz, if he doesn't go down, are we sure that's a win? Are we sure?
At the time, I thought, oh no, we're going to get smoked by DJ Lagway. Looking back, I think you're right. But at the time, I was like, oh, yep, this kid's way more talented, and we're screwed.
It's just the guys who dink and dunk you. Taylor Green did it last year. Graham Mertz was doing it. Matt Corral did it in 21. It's those kind of guys. That's why Shapen scares me so much, is those older quarterbacks, high completion percentage, not throwing picks, and are going to be like, oh, got you right where we want you again. 3rd and 6, 4th and 5. What are you going to do? we're gonna get first downs.
I think you're right. I want quarterbacks that take more chances. Because that's another thing. I think Tennessee's defense can take advantage of some opportunities. I think that's kind of just what they just haven't really made. They've got to make some of them is the problem. And then they just haven't had guys just blow up and make mistakes either. They haven't been able to feast on those, which is unfortunate.
Alex, Vols basketball preseason is back. Practice here kicking off today. What is your biggest question about this team in 2025?
Well, I think I want to start with the Cade Phillips situation because Rick was asked about it today, and he kind of gave a classic coach speak answer, and he was just like, we're looking for Cade to be versatile, up and down the floor. Where's this kid going to play? I mean, we've seen it's just so interesting with how the roster is made up this year. So that'd be my first question. And then I think I just want to see where they're at in terms of the SEC. Like, where do they rank? Are they one? Is this the year where they're one of the 4 best teams in the country? Because they've been maybe the 5th best team these past couple of years. But can they really make that leap into that upper echelon and have an actual Final Four caliber team to the point where they can beat a Houston, they can beat a Kentucky this year? So I think that's my thing is, can they really take that next step? Because we've seen them get very close, but can they get to it?
The Cade Phillips part of it, I think I saw he was running with the guards today. Where I'm like, oh, Rick he's going to do some nasty stuff here because he's going to throw Cade at the 2 and the 3, and he's going to try it early. Because remember what he started with last year, where he tried to get Felix Okpara going inside, where he was throwing some post ups to Okpara, and you're like, absolutely not. This has to be gone out of here. Rick, that's not what we're doing here. We're not doing this. I feel like that's what we're gonna do with Cade early. He's gonna give Cade the opportunity to be a 2 or a 3, and then
exactly.
I think it's real. I think the Cade stuff's happening.
So you're gonna see a sold out Duke exhibition game, and we're gonna see just all this trial and error stuff going on. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
I mean, not even just the exhibition game. It's gonna be regular
still win
season.
And give us hope. I mean, it'll hurt.
I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait for this basketball season.
I agree.
I couldn't be more excited. I mean, I don't know. It's been weird just because you're such a good atmosphere-wise football school, and obviously playoff caliber football school. But I just love basketball here. I mean, I love covering it. It's my favorite to cover. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, Namath's potentially one of a kind. It's just a totally different deal. Here at Tennessee this year. I can't wait for basketball. And then, I mean, obviously baseball. We're all big baseball guys, so it's gonna be weird with just the rosters and everything. But it's gonna be top notch, and stadium's gonna look finished. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's gonna be a pretty good time. But we'll get there. Do you have a big question this season, Caleb?
I mean, yes. I also I think the makeup of the roster is interesting, but it's one of those that the staff's just done a really good job of plugging guys in and kind of just making whatever work. And I can't. It'd be interesting to go back and look at each season and what did I think it should have looked like prior, and then where it finished. Because I don't know if I'd ever be right. Because it does at the end you're yeah, that did make the most sense, but also I don't know if I thought that at the beginning. I think getting Felix Okpara, who is your most veteran player outside of Cade, right?
I mean, he's older than Cade. I think he's a year older. I think
Felix is at Tennessee, I guess.
So. Oh, actually, Aton Berg is definitely the oldest. Berg's, I think, 23.
Yeah,
okay.
He is 23.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think you still have some semblance of that consistency at Tennessee, which I think is big with JP, Cade, and Okpara. But you also bring in some new faces that are very talented. I think, were you and Bob talking about it, Chase? Point guard. And was that your show? Did I catch a clip of that?
What do you mean? What specifically?
Y'all were talking about the point guard position with
I think that was Bob and I. Yeah, I think on the pod here a couple weeks ago. I think we did do that. But with Gillespie and why he's the Gillespie versus Zakai part of it.
Yeah, I think you do lose a lot of defense. That's going to be tough to replace. Even if you're still able to put up a really good defense, I think you still retain a ton of length, you still retain a ton of athleticism, but I don't know if you can retain the physicality that you lose both with Zakai and Meshack. And so I think that's going to be tough to replicate. I don't know what that makes the games look like, but yeah, I think Gillespie's definitely more offensive minded as a point guard, and you gain that level away from Zakai. But I don't know what to think. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what to think about this basketball season.
I'm just gonna feel gross, Joe, if it's like this year, because I love Zakai, but I mean, Jacoby could be first team All-American. Like, it's just different. Like, his upside, the 3-point shooting, 40% 3-point shooter, obviously a lot more length. I mean, I don't want to put the Walter Clayton stuff on him, but I mean, he could be one of the 2 to 3 best lead guards in college basketball next year. It's like Braden Smith, Jacoby Gillespie, a couple other guys there. But yeah, I mean, I think the sky is the limit when it comes to Gillespie. But it's just gonna be so weird because you're just like, you appreciate Zakai, but I'm also like really, really excited to see Jacoby Gillespie lead this offense because I think he could be really, really special for the Vols this year.
I'm also just go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
No, I was saying the biggest question circles back. I mean, like, we've seen, I don't know where you guys gauge this talent of roster. And again, we're coming in with a bunch of guys that are a bunch of question marks, essentially. But in terms of raw talent on paper, we've been here before. Like, is it finally here that Tennessee gets over the hump? I don't know. Like, which look, I love that we're in a position to say, like, each season coming into it, say, can Rick Barnes get a Final Four? Like, there's a lot of teams that don't get to be in that position. So very grateful from that circumstance, but it makes you want it more, right? It's you want to be able to look at Kentucky and say, like, all right, stop. Now focus back on football season where we're going to tear you up to. Like, it's just that hump that you want to get over, and it sucks that you kind of have to watch, the trials and tribulations all season for it. But here we are again. It feels like this team's got enough raw talent to do it, and it's like, can you put the pieces together? And I don't know. I don't want to just fully invest myself, but I do.
You want to do it. I'm telling you, Joe. This year in particular, like, just go all in with Gillespie and Ament. Like, you could have Sears, Brandon Miller 2.0. Just go all in here. Like, this is the highest upside Rick Barnes has had maybe ever at Tennessee. The highest upside. I
was going to say, you have what also helps a lot that I failed to mention is you have a certified NBA lottery pick.
Yes.
On your team, which is that's awesome. Like that's awesome.
I mean, he could be the number 1 pick in the draft next year if he balls out.
Right. And he looks like everything we've seen, which has been limited, it looks like he wants to play in Rick Barnes' system. It's not Tennessee's been good lately, I'm going to go there. It looks like he got recruited and said, I want to play for this guy. And I want to be challenged and like Rick Barnes. Sometimes I'm thinking, how do these dudes play for him?
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as mentally tough. I don't think I could ever do it. I just can't. But yeah, it looks like he wants to be here. So that rocks. Like, how can you not be pumped for it?
Oh, dude, I'm so fired up. Like, I just think Barnes and Vitello, like, this year was kind of a gap year for Tennessee football. And I've circled 27 is the year that I've got the highest ceiling expectations for Tennessee football. But I do think basketball and baseball, if they made a Final Four College World Series, deep College World Series run for both, would not surprise me at all with just what kind of talent they're bringing in and where they're at. I'm excited. Final thing here, gentlemen, before we get out on this Tuesday evening. Joey, will Mississippi State, we kind of danced around this a little bit, be a tougher win than at Gainesville this season in your estimation?
Okay. Now, neutral site. Let's go totally neutral site and just talk teams.
Yeah.
If we're in the scenario in which I could talk myself fully into saying Mississippi State might be a harder team to beat, I can't physically put the words out of my mouth right now that I feel more confident that we'll go win in the Swamp versus in Davis Wade. It's just
really
until we do it, I just can't. Like, I physically am restrained from saying it. We haven't done it in 22 years or whatever. I'm very confident this could be the year. I have zero ability to have more confidence that we can get it done. Again, do I think that Florida could be a 7-loss team, 7 or 8 even,
Yeah,
if it gets really tough for them. But we talked about earlier, they just get to go play spoiler at that point. Like, and the thing about the Davis Wade and in Starkville, and I've never been there, but I imagine if Tennessee plays as dominantly as we've looked so far, I could see you being able to suck some energy out of that place and just kind of slowly get it dilapidated and just feeling that's not happening in the Swamp. Especially if it's like a night game and they get to play spoiler, or you are in that scenario where it's just like, we're going to make sure that we might suck. Billy Napier might not even be our coach, but we're going to go beat Tennessee because that's what we do. You're not going to drag any energy out of that stadium until the very last minute. And I just
100%.
So that factor plays in a lot. So in terms of road games, again, I think Mississippi State is going to be tough. And I'm going to do my best to make sure I try to dampen that crowd as much as possible, me and 10 other guys. But I'm still terrified. Until the day we do it, I am terrified for the Swamp. I can't get over that hump.
That's fair. Alex is going to experience this real time. I mean, because you have no context for this, Alex, yet. And just the nerves for Tennessee, Florida. Because, I think Florida's going to be in terrible shape. But if Harrison Bailey is QB1 going into that game, you might have to, just strap me in to watch that game. Because I want no part of it. I want no part of sitting through that whole game. People are it's going to be weirdly strange to you. Because you're going to be like, obviously, Tennessee should win this game going away. They should win this comfortably. And no Tennessee fan is going to want any part of it.
Well, I mean,
go aad. No, I totally get that. But, I mean, no, when you haven't won somewhere in 20 years, I mean, no, I totally, see the doubt and understand it. It's one of the hardest places to play in the country. And if
would that be the worst loss this century at Florida if it was Harrison Bailey and Florida's 7-8 losses?
So
it'd be the worst.
He plays so well too. That's the issue.
Yeah.
10-9, Neyland Stadium, 2015.
Okay.
No,
that's where that would still be worse.
2014. That was just a miserable game.
Is that the Treon Harris game?
No, that was 20. That would have been one at home in 2016. It was Muschamp, so it had to be 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that one. I think I saw people die from heat exhaustion while we just watched Tennessee face a 10-9. Yeah, I think it was Treon Harris. I think.
Yeah, it was 2014. Tough. Yeah, because Florida raced a 9-point fourth quarter deficit to win 10-9. Oof, this game.
Butch Jones special. I think that was after we beat. Was it Ohio? 14-10, 17-10, something like that.
I mean, it's just so bad. The results are just so bad in so many different ways. There's just been so many of these that are just terrible. And it's just, we got a ways to go. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this Tennessee schedule before we get to Tennessee, Florida, because I mentally cannot get there yet.
Well, if they somehow roll out Harrison Bailey that game, which is, I mean, what is he on the depth chart?
I think he's 3, because I think the kid who played last year, who transferred in from Yale, went in. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was the one who went in for DJ in the Georgia game, and he's back. So I think it's still him, but I don't know. I mean, for mind games, when you just put Harrison in and be like, go ball out against your former team, wouldn't you just be like, no, this is your moment?
I mean, yeah. Well, at that point, if they're as bad as we think they are, yeah. Well, I mean, do I go recruit guys who left Tennessee at that point? See if I can sign them mid-season. But I mean, my brain would be like, yeah, Tennessee's got this in the bag. And then my heart would tell you, easy, buddy. You've been here before. Go ahead and just silence all of that. There's no logical sense seeing the two teams that we've seen through 4 weeks that Tennessee could lose that game. But we'll get to the 11th game of the season and we'll know what it looks like.
It's just so far down the line, too. I mean, that's the problem. It's just it's going to be interesting.
Caleb Mitchell, Joe Niblick, what can the good folks check out from y'all and the team over at More Important Issues this week?
Yeah, we'll be back on the airwaves Thursday night. Actually, I think since our producer will be heading to Starkville to carry the good fight, I think we'll be in-house, but we'll be live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff on Thursday. And then, of course, our Sunday show. And what we have coming up, we still have our golf tournament. I didn't know we were going wide camera angle. I've got a bunch of prizes and stuff from work there on the shelf. It looks like a mess. But golf tournament coming up October 4th at Iguani Farms. Make sure you go get signed up for that. I think we have 4 team spots open. Maybe give or take 1, I think. We're still got some people in the because of scheduling. I know baseball just announced they're playing their fall ball. So that takes out, I think, a team. So we might have 5 teams.
But they're not exhibition, right? We're only doing scrimmages now?
Yeah,
inter-squad. Yeah. That day in Chattanooga. So I think we lost I won't dog Ross Kivett, but he ducks us again. But yeah, go get signed up for that. It is coming up quick. Tennessee's bye week. That is Tennessee's bye week. We're not doing it on a home game. Never.
No.
Or an away
More
game.
important issues, man.
Yeah.
Alex Sarkis, what about you over at the University of Tennessee Daily Beacon?
Yeah, we'll be in Starkville this weekend. Game coverage, everything that goes along with that. And then click on over to the site. A lot of good stuff over there from everybody. And yeah, that's about
There
it.
you go. Caleb Mitchell, Joe Niblick, Alex Sarkis, always a pleasure. And I'll talk to y'all again very soon.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.